When working in hospitality business such as restaurant, cafe, or a bar in that matter, I believe one important thing that you must know, especially in the UK, is allergens. You have to know all the allergens. It's a must. I believe it's a must. But the reason you may ask is, why do you have to know them? What's the point? First of all, you have to know them to help the customer in your business to make appropriate choice from the menu, the food you offer, and protective choice. So basically it protects them and also you from the business point of view. And what's interesting as well in the UK is that as per the UK law, 2014 regulation, the business has to state all the allergens that contain in their food. And also as per Natasha law of 2018, all the pre-packed food has to state bold the allergens that the food contains, which I think is really helpful, not only for us as the servers, but for the customer. And from my experience, I believe it's important to train your team on these allergens. So you must drill those in your employees, that they must know it. So you could potentially state in the briefing, basically ask them what are the 14 allergens, just to make sure if they know. Also from the business point of view, you could have a matrix of the allergens that are in your food to help not only your customer but your employee navigate in necessary situation when it's needed, to point out the allergens for the customer to protect them, as I said, and you too as a business. Also, speaking of allergens, another recommendation from my experience is make sure your team follows your steps of service. And in those steps of service, you should have one of the first ones, the question they ask when interacting with a guest, if they have any allergens. That's like a habit, they must have it drilled in. So keep that in mind. Second question we should ask is, what are those allergens then? So what are those 14 allergens? Let me see if I can remember. We got nuts, just tree nuts, hazelnuts, then we have peanuts, sesame seeds, mustard, soybeans, celery, milk, dairy, eggs, fish, crustaceous, molluscus, lupin, sulfur dioxide, which is typically found naturally in wine, and last but not least, I believe mustard. Did I say it? I said mustard. Cereals such as oats, barley, so basically gluten. So there you have all the 14 allergens that you must know by heart. It's a must. I can't stress enough. You must know them. You must know them, especially in the UK. And in conclusion, speaking of all these allergens, remember to know them all. Make them remember in your head. Second of all, make sure your team knows all those allergens. Train them maybe during briefings and make it part of your training program. And third one, have a matrix to protect not only your employees but also customers, and make them more healthy and safe food choice in your establishment. And on top of it, in overall, remember the importance of knowing them, not only yourself but also your entire team in your business. That's about it. That's a wrap. Thank you so much, guys. Keep learning and follow me.